Hey, it's Jason Creel and this is Lawn Care Life. Today I'm going to talk to you about zero-turn mowers. We're going to compare the walk-behind mowers with the stand-on mowers with the zero-turn mowers. Then we're going to talk about the pros and cons of them, and then we're going to talk about what kind of combinations you might could use for your lawn care business if you have multiple mowers, or maybe if you just have one mower, what would be my recommendation. Alright, so I'm here at my local Exmark dealer. Let's check out some of the mowers and then we'll talk about them. So first, let's check out the mowers we have here. This is a riding lawnmower from Exmark. This is the Radius. Now, you know, many of you know they make the Laser Z, which is a step above the Radius. And there's a Quest, which is more of a homeowner grade mower. And then you've got the Staris, is the new stand-on mower. You know, a lot of the companies make a walk-behind mower. Exmark's is a Turf Tracer, and I don't have one of those to show you at the moment. So let's talk about pros and cons of different types of mowers. Well, think about it like this. If you were going to buy an automobile, you would want to know, well, what am I using that automobile for, and to know which one to get. For instance, if you're a traveling salesperson and you're traveling, you know, hundreds of miles a week, then you're going to probably want some kind of four-cylinder car that gets really good gas mileage, because that's what you're using it for. But if you're running a lawn business, you don't need a four-cylinder car. You want a big truck, be able to pull the weight or haul the weight or whatever. Same thing with a mower. You know, there's a lot of different ways to go about running a lawn care business, and depending on what you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish, it would require a different mower, because each one of them has some advantage and disadvantage. So, you know, when they come out with the zero-turn mower, it was really a game changer for the lawn industry overall. And as we look at this one, you think about a riding zero-turn mower, which is still, I would imagine, by far the most popular. And what's some of the advantages you're going to get with a riding mower? Well, some of the things that came to my mind was, one, you're going to get a big, powerful frame. Now, when you get a stand-on mower, they're going to be big and powerful as well. But you know, if you want a 60-inch, even 72-inch deck on a zero-turn mower that has a big engine and very powerful and excellent ground speed, you know, 10.5 miles an hour, something like that, then your riding mowers are going to be great. And I think another pro of a riding mower is just comfort. If somebody comes in your house, what do? You typically offer them a seat. So if you're mowing large properties and you're going to be out there cutting for a long time on one particular property, probably usually prefer to sit down. So I think, you know, riding mower, you got the power, you got the comfort of being able to sit down. They do perform fairly well on hills. Now, the downside, one of the negatives I would think on a riding mower is, you know, if you're in a lawn business and you're talking about trailer space, let's say you got a 6x12 trailer, whatever you got, you know, a riding mower is typically going to take up more space than a stander or a walk behind. Let's move here and talk about the stander mower. This is the Staris. This is a 48-inch. I've been working with Exmark. They've given me an opportunity to try out the Staris, and for somebody like me who's used to having a riding mower, and that's for the most part all I've ever used, I've really enjoyed getting to try out the stand-on mower and like the way it performs. Like, I think one of the knocks that was on the stand-on mowers in the past was the ability to perform on hills, but I know particularly with this mower, they've made some real improvements with that by lowering the center of gravity and things like that, so that it performs better on hills. But one of the big advantages on the stand-on mower is, like I was talking about with the riding mower, the opposite being where the riding mower is going to take up the most space on a trailer. Standers are just real compact, whether that means fitting on a trailer or fitting it into a tight spot on a lawn. It's a compact unit, so it may be a situation where if you had, you know, riding mowers on a trailer, you might could only fit one or two depending on the size of your trailer. But if you had standers, you know, you might could fit 2 or 3, or maybe you could fit a ride-on mower and a stander where you couldn't fit 2 ride-on mowers. So that space saving on your trailer is a big feature. And again, like I was saying, you're not really giving up anything on the power and the performance, at least in my estimation. I'll say this, for me, you know, being used to riding and now standing, there's something a little different feel to it when you're going 10 miles an hour sitting down versus standing up. It's kind of like, I would compare it maybe to driving a car versus riding a motorcycle. You're not really going any faster, but when you're standing up, it just feels a little different. I think something else is somebody, you know, I remember talking to a friend who had a stand-on mower, and he had kind of switched over from the riders, and he said he just likes that you can just hop on and hop off no big deal. So if you got to open up a gate, you got to pick up a toy out of the yard, whatever the situation may be, you can just jump off of it. You don't have to shut the mower off, and it just makes it quicker for things like that, without having to, you know, hop up out of a chair if you're sitting down. Now the walk behind mowers, I think one of the things you're going to see with those and the people that are using those, one, it's just a very versatile mower. It's lighter weight. Let's say you're doing a shopping center and it's got islands out there, and it's no big deal for you to pop that mower up on those islands, cut the island, and then get off and go to the next island, jump up on that island, cut that island. So you find them very versatile. And sometimes I see big companies that I know has plenty of money to go buy whatever mower they want, and they'll have a big box truck, and I'll look in the back of it and they'll have one walk behind mower back there. And I think that shows the versatility of it. They'll have, you know, maybe 2 people working, and that one mower is all they got. And it's a very versatile mower, and they come in all different sizes. You can get them up to 72 inches, or you know, a lot of people use them for a small one, like a 36-inch one, if they need to get through a gate in a backyard. One other advantage of a walk behind mower is the price is going to be a little bit cheaper, so you save a little bit of money if you're going to buy one brand new. Walk behinds also typically perform very well on hills. You can get behind them. When I talk about walk behind, just to clarify, I'm not talking about a push mower that's self-propelled. I'm talking about, you know, walk behind mower that usually has a Velky or a sulky that you ride on behind it, but you can get off and walk behind it if you need to as well. And let's talk about what kind of mower you'd buy if you're starting a lawn business, or maybe you're in the lawn business. You probably know what you got. And it's like anything, there's usually advantages and disadvantages depending on what your setup is. So it's hard to find just one mower that's going to fit every situation. But I tell people all the time, if I was going to buy one mower to start a lawn business, I would get a 48-inch or a 52-inch. Now for me, in my area, we have some hills, but it's not particularly hilly, so I would probably get a riding mower or a stand-on mower. I wouldn't go with a walk behind, but if I was in an area that had a lot of hills and I felt like that's what I need to do to perform on those hills, then you might go with that 48-inch or 52-inch walk behind. Now that's if you're just going to get one mower, in my opinion. Let's say you go with a 52-inch riding mower. To me, when my business started growing, what I would do would be look to add a secondary mower, and that would be based on what is my customer base, what do their lawns look like? Am I dealing with a lot of small yards? Am I having a problem getting in through backyards? So if I'm starting off with one 52-inch mower or 48-inch mower, maybe I just get a push mower to handle those backyards. Well, if I find out that I've got a lot of yards that have a small gate to their backyard, and that's become a big part of my clientele, then I'm going to look at possibly getting some kind of, you know, better performing mower to fit through those gates. So maybe that means a nicer commercial push mower, maybe it means a 36-inch walk behind, or they come out with a 32-inch Staris here, you know, Exmark has. So, you know, depending on how many of those you have. Now if I've got 5 yards where I have a small gate, then I'm not going to go spend thousands of dollars for 5 yards to get a mower. I might even turn down that business as opposed to buying that mower. But now if I've got 50, then I think, you know what, that might justify me going out and buying that mower. Well, let's say if it was a different situation, I've got my one mower that's a 52-inch I started with, my business begins to grow, and I get some larger properties, and I'm thinking, you know what, this 52 is great, but on those larger properties, a 60 would be awesome. So I might, in that situation, get a 60-inch mower and go along with the 52. I'm using the 52 on all the, you know, small to medium-sized yards, but I get on that large property, I got a 60, and like I said, by that time, you may have somebody working with you, and so you can have a 52 and a 60 going at the same time, and you can really knock out some acreage. You know, it's hard to get the exact perfect setup, and you don't want to just go out and start buying equipment, because, you know, I had this one hedge trimming job, so I went and bought a $600 set of hedge trimmers. You know, if it makes sense to do it, then do it. If I've got 3 customers that want their yard bagged, does it make sense to go buy a $10,000 or $12,000 bag and mower? In my opinion, no. Don't do the yards. But if there's a high demand for people that want their lawns bagged, and you feel like I can make money off this bag and mower, I can use it for leaf cleanups, things like that, and I can also use it to get in backyard. Let's say it has a 42-inch deck on it. I can get through backyards with that 42-inch deck that I couldn't get through with my 48 or 52 or 60-inch deck. So that may be a situation where you keep that 52-inch mulching mower as you start with, and your next mower is a bagging mower if the demand is there. So again, you have to adjust based on what type of yards you have, and don't run out and make some impulse decision buying a mower because you had 2 or 3 customers that demanded those services. It would be better to not take on those customers. I'm just talking to you from a business decision than to go buy some equipment you don't need. I'm trying to find 1 or 2 pieces of equipment that I can use on many properties. Like I said, these big companies that have plenty of money go buy whatever mower they want. You don't open up their box truck and they've got 7 mowers in there. They've got, you know, 1 or 2 that are most versatile to be able to handle the most types of properties they're going to come across. So there's a lot of factors when it comes to choosing a mower. How much money are you going to spend? Are you going to go new or used? What kind of dealer support do you have in your area? What kind of terrain are you mowing? What's the size of the properties you're dealing with? Is it a situation where you probably need to bag the lawns, or is mulching okay? Or even, you know, maybe a big properties, you might even look at side discharging. It just depends on what you're trying to accomplish and what the demand is in your area. I know this, we've got a lot of good options in the development of zero-turn mowers and the advancement of how the features keep getting better. The comfort keeps getting better. I really love they keep improving the seat quality on these mowers. There's a lot of things to be excited about, and the performance of the mowers is great. So that being said, let me hear your thoughts. What type of mowers would you go buy if you only had one? If you've got more than one, what kind of combination do you like? Do you like a 48 and a 60, a 48 and a 36, a 52 and a 60, a 52 and a 42 bagging mower? Do you just have some people go all push mower. I mean, there's a lot of combinations. You have a stander and a ride-on, a walk-behind and a ride-on, 2 ride-ons, 2 standers. Let me hear from you in the comments. I'm Jason Creel. Thanks for watching. If you haven't done so, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'll talk to you later. Bye.